Hi everybody, let's talk about Radiance, in particular this right here, units, and the 750 units you can get on a 35-day rotation. So I think the Radiance store was put in like later April, so this is like 7 months nearly in this kind of thought change for myself, but I think it just largely comes from time allocation to the game, how much you can farm, how much the pressures are on casual players to do all relevant content on a monthly basis, but also remain competitive in alliances, but also the best places to use Radiance in order to make some gains. For those that were watching Summoners Fest, something that was really cool was Crash said that we would likely see I think he said they definitely were going to do a kind of currency into one currency type thing, like a Radiance is then like all currencies, like trophy tokens or whatever the stores are going to try and amalgamate it down into one, or kind of condense it. That's probably the best way to describe it. Condense it into one kind of currency or store, which would be really good because there's just too many stores. There's a lot of stuff there's a lot of mental load for players in game, and there's a lot of time investment that players have to do. And sometimes you can never really feel like, well, what is the right thing to do on a daily basis that's going to see me progression? And what is that? Is it 100%ing Elder difficulty on a monthly basis? Is it being proactive with Battlegrounds on a daily basis? Is it doing the side quests on a monthly basis and any kind of special event that pops up as a side quest? Is it doing the daily super event on a daily basis? Is it doing the supply runs and daily catalyst harvest on a daily basis? Is it doing incursions, alliance wars, alliance quest? Well, for this particular focus on Radiance, it's a combination of things, isn't it? It's Battlegrounds, but also for those casuals that are able to do things like Alliance Wars or Alliance Quest, then you can get those Radiance. And also, the biggest thing that I have missed off, and a really important thing for non-spending players, is Arena and unit farming. And unit farming having that kind of great importance to players. But for me, like, I've had to work on a very important job for the best part of this last year, and I have not been able to farm what I normally do units wise, and also keep up to date with everything else that's going on in my life. So that had to go. But I have found something since April of this year, and since it's been added, I've been regularly investing my Radiance in, that I think can make a big difference. And if Kabam align the way they do sales, the value of the units, and go away from that kind of thought process. Do you remember last year, which was like, we see that everybody has a lot of units, so therefore we're doing these deals that you can spend a load of units in, but not everybody does. And it's very much kind of like, it just narrows out a lot of players, or takes chunk out of a lot of players that just aren't able to have that seat at the table to enjoy deals, to enjoy banquet event, and of course those Cyber Weekend deals, because it's 40,000, it's 39,000 units for a Human Torch. This is why I've been really happy with how these deals have come off, because at least they've allowed players to get tokens and non-spending, and as well maybe don't have a lot of units, so they feel that they've got a little seat at the table of fun with everybody else. There's also a better kind of breakdown on pricing per units for the cash deals, the CACHE, cache, whatever you want to call it, deals, where at least for a Valiant player like myself, like if I wanted to get a tier 7 basic, then at least I'm spending 4,000 units by buying this deal here at tier 1 2 times for it. If I wanted signature stones, and maybe I could do that as well, 2 times, because it's 2,000 units times 2. So those 4,000 units make a difference. But if I had a lot more, if I had like 8,000 units, then I could get one of these deals. Okay, maybe buy 2 of them. Yeah, that's 3,000. And then kind of go to these deals right here, meaning that I could have an in spend of 8,000 units. Like that, I could then get a fully formed rank, enough materials for a rank 4 7-star. So why is 8,000 units important? Well, anyway, I know Kabam may or may not have this deal structure in place, but if they do have something where 8,000 units gets you some relatively good stuff, and you just add a bit of your own personal units you farmed through daily super events, whatever, which is a lot, by the way, over 365 days, that 8,000 units I mentioned, which is important, is the same amount if you went through, say, a year of this. Like every 35 days, it resets. You get, and again, if you start on, say, January 1st, this may not work out exactly to everybody based on when you purchased, if you purchased or don't purchase. But the amount of Radiance is 186,000 Radiance. To be honest, that isn't too bad, especially over the course of a year. And some people will say, well, I don't get that, Rich, or I won't get that. Well, it's early days and still things are about to change. If Kabam amalgamate, I think it is, or condense down those stores, then they have to give out more Radiance. If there's no glory tokens, if there's no trophy tokens, they have to give out Radiance. If there's no glory, then they have to give out these. If the loyalty store changes or gets put into like a Radiance store, then of course they have to kind of like either compensate that loyalty or change it slightly. So either way, I think that right now, this may seem like, well, I'm not getting the Radiance, Rich, and I don't see the point of it, but you will do next year. And I think it will be more important to grab this particular unit deal. So for the naysayers out there, I kind of think, and I do agree that this may be something that doesn't tick boxes. Radiance should be used to elevate a roster. Now, if you are struggling or don't like to do arena on a monthly basis, but need to get yourself, like you prefer like other things in the game, but you do AQ and do AW, or you just do like battlegrounds and you get the amount of like Radiance from that, then this can be something you can grab on a monthly basis, basically by doing battlegrounds. This, for me, I kind of feel is more pitched towards someone like myself that works, other people that have got school, you look after kids or whatever, and you're in an alliance, but you can commit time to do like get to enough Radiance on a monthly basis to get yourself the 750. I think this is great for casual players. I really do. And that is just so that you can at least feel yourself getting a little bit more or slightly competitive enough to grab stuff to then help towards the latter point of the year. I think that if Kabam keeps Cyber Weekend deals, which I personally believe have the better value versus things like July 4th deals, then you can see a good opportunity to save for the rest of the year using this, say prioritizing your Radiance on this. It's tricky, isn't it? Because if you don't have the units for things like Cyber Weekend deals or even the banquet event, then you could just kind of look at this like, okay, well, let's earmark 8,250 units per year, because if you start in January, then kind of like go to like a saving point for what probably be like a banquet event. Banquet event this year does concern me a little bit. If Kabam make it too good, then people are going to spend more units, and with the state of it as it was in 2024 to what it could be in 2025, I can't say that people are going to keep to, a low in of 8,000 units is going to get you a lot of good stuff. It's just not. Like the amount of people that get funny with me because it's like it's elevated by 10k units. Why? Because people go, well, I'm just going to put an extra 10k in. Like that doesn't help, does it? So if I say that you could get 8,000 units, where's it going to get you? Well, somewhere down here, because last year it was like 6 to 10% was 17,000 units spend. It's like, well, chances are it's going to be about 20,000 units. With realm events as well, encouraging people to go harder into it, you can't get a logical, like, and I will have to put that as a disclaimer on when I do predictions. It's like you just don't know what this community are going to do with amount of units kind of being invested into it. And if you think that they're going to go low, they end up going high, and then we're at a point where it's just like, oh no, not again. Anyway, at least you can open up, if you were saving for a year, those 8k units, or use them for Cyber Weekend deals. But I do think there's a decent merit now, and it will get better in time next year as Kabam depreciate deals and maybe do a better job with kind of listening to the community in and around these deals. It's not guaranteed, but if the Cyber Weekend deals and that 10,000 to 15,000 unit for the top chase champions, like a chase point investment for a solo event, then there's a chance that it will improve in future. But you've got to wait till July 4th deals and also see at the end of Act 9.4 what the deal is, what the unit cost is, and start looking at what Kabam are putting out unit cash deals, CACHE wise, and then taking it from there. But I don't know, what's everyone's thoughts? Do you actually grab that particular deal? So this deal right here, put it in the comments. I'd be interested to know how many people actually grab this and whether or not they can afford it on a monthly basis or every 35 days. I've been grabbing it, but I've been grabbing it because look, I've got other stuff on at the moment. And to be honest, 16,000 Radiance isn't exactly breaking the bank for me when it comes to Radiance at all. But your thoughts in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video and check out some other stuff. Support the channel. That'd be great. And see you soon. Bye.